It's a beautiful frosty day out in the woods today. I wanted to talk about our disconnection to nature and how our relationship with the natural world has really changed over the last few thousand years. Once upon a time we considered nature to be our God. We turned to it for wisdom, turned to the trees and the birds and the animals, the lakes and the rivers, just to help us make sense of it all, help us make sense of our place in the world. But those things have changed. If you ask a young student maybe, have they heard of Shakespeare, and to name maybe a few of his plays, then they'd generally be able to do that. But if you ask them to maybe explain the difference between a spider or an invertebrate, or maybe explain the greenhouse gas effect, then they'd probably be forgiven for not knowing. So Robert Macfarlane, the British author who writes a lot about the natural world, wrote a book, a beautiful book called The Lost Word. And it was based on the idea that in 2007, or the fact that in 2007, the Oxford Junior Dictionary took out about 40 words relating to nature. And that was because children weren't using them much anymore. So it didn't warrant a place in the book. These included things like acorn and heron, kingfisher, willow, otter, newt, and they were replaced by things like cut and paste, broadband, attachment, voicemail. But the news of the outdoor world being displaced by the indoor and virtual being seen by many as a powerful sign of the gulf between childhood and the natural world. The rich landscape and wild play, which is rapidly fading really from our children's minds. So why and when did this start happening? When did we start turning our back on nature? Is it the education system? Is it designed for a future that no longer exists? We're taught to focus on competition, future prospective salaries, economic successes. And all of these exclude consideration and reverence for the place that we live, for our home, for planet Earth. So I just wanted you to consider this today. Consider about this disconnection and how maybe you can go some way to changing it, like I am out in the woods today.